Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Rule the Waves. This is part 15 in a Let's Play series where we're playing as the Confederates in this strategy game, which puts you in the shoes of a great fleet admiral during the age of naval arms races between 1900 and 1925. Now, this is part 15. We are coming up on the close of this game. It is 1922. The game ends in 1925, as I've already said. But we're currently in the midst of yet another war with the French Republic. We've gotten off to a great start, an 8,000 to 3,000 victory point lead, and I'm really hoping that once and for all we can press the French hard for harsh terms and grow the empire. Early on in this series, we gained some initial concessions in a war with the British. We gained several colonies in Canada and the Caribbean. I feel like we've been at war with France every single episode since then, and yet we've won every one of those wars, more or less. Some of them have been kind of like draws, but we've won every one of those wars, and we haven't gained anything from it except for some sort of concessions, which I think represent themselves in terms of income, but not actual colonies. So my hope is that we may actually start picking up pieces of the French Empire. With that being said, this was taken from a live stream from a couple of weeks ago, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to my live streamy self. I'll go ahead and step out. The live stream will step back in, and I hope you guys enjoy the episode. All right, so we've got a ton of minesweepers doing work. We're going to pull all these guys, all the destroyers back into the active fleet. And it's just going to be minesweepers doing the coastal patrols. All the cruisers do. 5-inch guns, quality 1. We sank another enemy, or another merchant liner with heavy loss. We lost 4 subs that turn. We lost the light cruiser Chakotay to an enemy submarine. Damn. A fleet battle. A fleet battle. Oh boy. The enemy may outnumber us in terms of heavy guns with their light cruisers, or with their battle cruisers, sorry. So we've got the Sumter and the Stuart. We've got 3 of the Neuhauser class heavy cruisers in our scouting force. And then we've got the James Longstreet and the Lightning Dragon, so 2 of our best battleships. We've also got the THG Junior of an older battleship class. And we've got the Pride of the South, the first Dreadnought class ships of ours. Looks like I can actually command 2 forces. Scouting force. And the main battle line. So we're going to get the ships into action as quickly as we can. Bring the battleships south, and we'll have the battle cruisers feel out what's here. 3 enemy battle cruisers in line there. 4th capital ship here. Oh god. Sumter and the Stuart are going to be like sole target of the enemy fire here. Oh, the seas are starting to... pause. All right. So our battleships are trying to cross the enemy T here at this point. Sumter and the Stuart have been running. They're going to swing around too. Hopefully, just maybe, we can cross the enemy T. Oh, shit. Shit, things are going too fast. Too fast. All right, so the enemy has sort of sheared away from us. I don't know if that's actually means anything. Lost touch with the enemy fleet, but there appear to be other... see, this is weird with the seas looking the way they do. A little bit hard to tell what's going on. So 2 enemy dreadnoughts have also shown up. Meanwhile, we're losing at least 1 destroyer sinking. We've got torpedoes flying at the enemy battle line. All right. So let's bring the Lightning Dragon, which are super fast, back around. To run the length of the French battle line. Maybe even strafe their rear a bit. enemy battle cruiser is claimed to be hit by torpedo. I do believe there's some fog of war. Meanwhile, the enemy Trident battleship is at like point blank range with us. Probably should sheer away from that. James Longstreet is avoiding torpedoes. Enemy Trident is hit by torpedoes. So the Trident, that thing's done. That's dead in the water, surrounded by our destroyers. That thing's done. Another line of enemy battleships over here. I feel like I'm losing. We're also claiming more enemy vessels per hit. All right. These guys over here need to get back in the fight. I let the Stuart get sort of, I pulled it out to be safe with it. Need to get it back into the fight. Really wish we'd stop wasting torpedoes on this Trident. I have to imagine it's going to sink. A matter of time. You'd think all of these torpedoes would cause it to roll over pretty damn quick, though. So, for sure, one enemy. Okay. Picking up survivors from the Trident. This is the Lightning Dragon. The Stuart is back this way. So, Lightning Dragon, don't get out there too much by yourself. You'll end up getting hit by torpedoes. We just lost a destroyer sunk. I'm curious what this is, though. It's another enemy battleship. Can we sink another one? Another Trident class? Can we get it? Dead in the water. Not sailing toward anything that I don't think we can get away from. Or that I can see anyway. Alright, so we're hitting this one with torpedoes now. Our destroyers are going in and lighting this thing up, hopefully. There's also a Bovet class battleship over here. Now, I wonder if our destroyers have all run out of ammo. Is the Stuart hit badly? Lightning Dragon and Longstreet both have suffered some damage. Quite a bit of structural damage, one turret out of action. No flotation damage on the Lightning Dragon. The Longstreet, very little flotation damage, also has had a turret knocked out. How's the HG Junior? Very little damage. South Carolina and Pride of the South. A little bit of flotation damage. Too bad. The Muskogee heavy cruiser is probably going to sink. Neuhauser class. Might lose a vessel here. That destroyer doesn't look great. Scout forces, the battle cruiser, the Stuart is... Eek. That's a lot worse than I would... We're going to send you back to Miami. Hopefully you make it. Looks like it's the shortest route. Let's head back to Miami. So I'm going to focus on this enemy Trident class here. Kind of having the whole fleet gang up on this one enemy battleship that's dead in the water. All right, now that's sunk. That's another enemy battle cruiser. We might be able to cut it off over here. Destroy it. Honestly, at this point, I kind of want to pull my fleet back and get it into port. Dunkirk class battle cruiser is also dead in the water. He does have one destroyer, or a couple of destroyers perhaps, escorting it. Hit it with torpedo. Is this the death of the French? The battlecruiser Sumter has sunk. No! We just lost a battlecruiser. I was going to say, is this the end of the French fleet? But they've got more capital ships to spare than we do. I think they're about to lose their third one right here. A devastating battle. The French. And they could still end up being devastating for us. There's another French battlecruiser up here. These guys, this appears to be their main battle line. It looks like there's one battlecruiser and 2 battleships. So I tried to send the Sumter into Miami, but it appears the French were between us and them. So the Dunkirk has sunk. These French light forces were kind of focusing on some of our light forces, which I was trying to get into Miami. The Lightning Dragon has been hit by a torpedo. Longstreet is, I don't know, was the Longstreet always? Palmetto State just blew up, a light cruiser. Shouldn't be. Damn it! 2! I'm going to say the James Longstreet really shouldn't be up here on its own. Trying to get back to fucking Miami. Full sunk. Always pick up survivors. That is my main rule here. Still quite a bit of a ways away. HG Junior. All right, so some of our battle cruisers are making it into port. Still think we win this battle. Unless any of these other ships of ours that suffered damage sink. I think we only lost 1 battle cruiser. Lightning Dragon made it into port. I don't know what we still have at sea. Alright, so the battle is over. Our submarine up yours has torpedoed an enemy destroyer retiring from the engagement. A major Confederate victory. So what did we lose sunk? We lost 1 battle cruiser, the Sumter, sunk. We lost heavy damage on 2 battleships and 1 battle cruiser, but they all made it back to port. 3 more battleships suffered light damage. The enemy lost 2 battleships sunk. They lost 1 battle cruiser sunk and 3 destroyers, so 3 capital ships to our 1. 3, the light cruiser force of ours did suffer, though. They also had heavy damage on an additional battleship and battle cruiser. Perhaps we could have finished them off. But the enemy navy had an astounding 6 battle cruisers here in this engagement. We had 2. We had 5 dreadnoughts. They had 3, so they outnumbered us in capital ships, and yet we still came away with a pretty sizable victory. 19,000 victory points. They had 11,000. We get 1 prestige. It's only given it a minor victory to us. But we will know this as the battle... I don't even know what we call this. We'll call it the Battle of Lightning Death. Alright, meanwhile, everybody's starting to get pissed off at us due to unrestricted submarine warfare. Don't let them get off lightly. Eight more merchant ships. 3 subs sunk. French battle cruiser is heavily damaged. It would have been great if it had been sunk. A battleship engagement? Another one so quickly right after the last one? An unexpected battle that I can't avoid. I almost just want to put us into port. This is really weird, too. We're separated by this island. The Bayou City, we've got 2 heavy cruisers over this way. Got Battleship South Carolina over this way. I have no idea where the enemy is. Alright, so that was a pretty exciting battle that we just won, but... Alright, let's see what happens here. Is the enemy bringing to bear? Are these battle cruisers? Because if they are, we might be screwed. Do appear to be battle cruisers. Right. Question is, how many battleships are in action here in this fight? And frankly, we're going to get our cruisers shot to pieces if I stand in lines. I've got 1 battleship. They've got at least 4 battle cruisers. Or 4 battleships and battle cruisers. We're going to retreat into Nassau. Yes to all. Everybody get the fuck out of Dodge. Run away! We're brave, Sir Robining. I don't know why some of our light forces decide they want to sail around. Right. Ah. Can't click you while the game is going. I hope this doesn't get us blockaded. But I really didn't want to lose heavy ships, just no real purpose. I think I already lost some pretty heavy damage on some of those heavy cruisers. French minor victory, heavy damage to one of our heavy cruisers. The Neuhauser didn't fare too well, although 2 battle cruisers did suffer medium damage, so must have at least punched back with its own weight. Basically, a wash in terms of victory points. I didn't even see what just happened. Okay, so now we've got these new subs about to finish. So, thank a French destroyer, 12 more ships, 60 more victory points. All of these subs coming on the ways to replace our losses, so we should be back to nearly pre-war sinking. Hey, we sank an enemy raider. Alright, so our submarines are doing more damage to the French Navy as well. Alright, we're going to have another battle here. I've been trying to be somewhat careful, but this appears to be a convoy defense again, with all destroyers. Our end, anyway. These really enemy light cruisers? Because I really don't want to let them just ravage our... Great. Don't lose this battle. Unless that was... I didn't actually see who was hit. Yeah, right. Destroyer's sinking. Is it really just an enemy destroyer? That really sucks. Alright, so we lost a destroyer. The enemy is going to lose at least a destroyer. Sink faster. What are you thinking about? All right. I'm confident that he will sink. So let's rejoin our convoy. Spotted an unknown ship. Is this an enemy light cruiser or is it another destroyer? This is such a weird... The weather must be really shitty because it's hard... Like, we don't even know what is going on in this fight. It's not even remotely clear. We can barely see like 2 feet in front of us. We're not shooting at unknown ships for whatever reason. No. The weather might be starting to clear though. The color of the thing just changed. Color of the map. Alright, so we sank 2 French destroyers. We lost one of our own. That gives us another victory. How are we doing? Like, what are their light forces at? They have 21 destroyers left still. Interesting. Still have 7 battleships and 9 battle cruisers. Their naval budget is absurd. 600 million. The army wants more resources. Sure. Go for it. Actually, interestingly enough, the tensions have fallen a little bit across the board by neutral nations. Not building any more subs. I'm hoping that we win the war. With our fleet firmly in control, the waters in the Caribbean, we've landed on the Virgin Islands. My hope was that we could crush the enemy. Like, crush their commerce, but that doesn't seem to be happening. Where are our merchants? Because apparently they're getting shot at. Last intelligence had them up somewhere around here. Alright, unknown ship spotted. Is this really a battle cruiser? Are we going to have another major fleet engagement? God damn it! And we just lost... Oh, that's a disaster. We just lost a battle cruiser. Oh, fuck. Well, that battle couldn't have gone any worse. Suppose it could. We could lose all of our light ships. A battle cruiser in defense of a convoy. It's not worth it. Hey, we lost a destroyer running itself aground. Things couldn't go any better. I should have... Well, I couldn't decline this battle. It didn't let me. That was our only battle cruiser, too. Now all we have is the Neuhauser, like, pocket battle cruisers. If that's what we want to call them. Meanwhile, I think the French are destroying our merchant ships. Major French victory, obviously. We lost a battle cruiser. That may even the odds a little bit in the victory point department. Still ahead by quite a bit. 10,000 victory points up. I didn't realize we were winning that much. Oh, great. The enemy gets 1,000 victory points. The army offensive was a complete failure. I said we shouldn't let them off, and somehow we have peace. I don't know how we ended up with peace there. I said, don't let them off easy, and our prime minister's like, fuck you, we're gonna have peace. Right. Well, we've got less than 2 years. Before internal upheaval in Sakhalin. Japan's unimpressed. Occupy the islands anyway. They might be unimpressed because we have no ships in that area, but even when I've had large numbers of ships in a given area, it never seems to make a difference. You have a pretty high prestige level, though. We're going to buy everything. Frankly, guys, we're about to the end game state, so not doing much right now, as you can tell. Got like 12 turns left. Tensions being where they are, I just don't think that we're going to end up going to war again. Could be wrong. Now my goal is just to give us the best technology money can buy so that whoever takes over after me is in good shape. Let's see, Russia wants a security agreement, so Russia wants an alliance. Sure, why not? We're allied to the British and to the Russians. It's an interesting situation here. World peace is at hand. Internal upheaval in Borno. France is sending a force. And an ultimatum. They're unimpressed. They take Borneo over, and our relations with France sour again. Man, we really don't like the French in this game. That is like our one thing. We're gonna go to war. We've gone to war with France 3 times. Every war has ended kind of without any real anything really happening. Hey, we might go to war with France one more time before the end of the game. Just maybe. Sorry, Britain, but I'm not going to apologize. All right. We got like 6 months left. Alliance with the British ends. The tensions between our ally Russia and France is rising. Russia's asking for our support. No concrete results. A disarmament talk. Tried to use my prestige to have a... We're going to piss off the Russians? I don't really care about that. Get my prestige up as high as we can. Funds to the army. Well, I guess I'm not spending any of my money. All right, let's build one. Let's design one last ship before the game ends. 16-inch guns, caliber 1. Going to be 46,000 tons. Going to be the maximum size that we can build. She's going to be a battleship, but I want her to be a fast one, so 28 knots. Turrets, we've developed that, right? What do you mean, no. 16-inch belt armor? Can't do that. Still don't have suitable training gear for secondary turrets. That's dumb. Alright, so maybe not 16-inch belt armor. What about 15-inch belt armor? Okay, deck armor should be 5 inches. Oh god, that's heavy. Maybe not. 4? Turrets, turret top, do 3.5. Maybe 26 knots instead. We're gonna have. I don't see any need for turret. Okay. Get rid of that turret. Increase the guns. So we're going to have 12 16-inch guns. That's a heck of a broadside. Get rid of these torpedo mounts. 12 16-inch guns, 15-inch belt armor. Can we do 4? Like, what do I need to do to get 4-inch deck? Drop the shells a little bit. Conning tower a little bit stripped. Turret top stay 3.5. Secondaries will drop to 2. Oil firing. There you go. All right, so this is a hell of a battleship. We're going to call it the THG 3rd class. We're going to build it. And how many are we going to build? Got a lot of money. Let's build 6. It's going to be $1 billion. Never seen anything cost that much. Monthly build cost. Ooh, 6 of these damn things. That's a lot of tonnage. Shipyards are going to run low on steel with that one. And by the way, they can do that sometimes if you build too many ships for how developed your fleet, developed your industry is. Sure. All right, so I'm surprised we're actually able to. Yikes. All right, so the Pride of the South, these guys are going to be mothballed. These things are freaking old. Obsolete. PHG Junior, you're also mothballed. So we've got 3 battleships mothballed. We've got 4 Lightning Dragons. Rappahannock, we're going to scrap. New Hausers are almost obsolete. Not quite. These light cruisers we're going to scrap. Yeah, so that's our Navy. We're building 6 more dreadnoughts. We're way behind everybody. The French Navy keeps getting smacked on the face every time they fight us, so that's why, despite the massive budget, they're so far behind everybody. I'll have to pause. Quite a few of these. Wow, I didn't realize these are so expensive. These must be like Yamato caliber expensive battleship. Either that or our budget actually is way, way lower than it should be. All right, the game is over. End game. So, wars and prestige. Our prestige lay pretty flat. We had a brief war with the British here, but then a brief war with the French where our prestige had a marked increase. Torpedo Hell was I don't know, I guess was a victory here. We had this war with the French. Our prestige saw a bit of an uptick and then dropped back down. And then this last war. So, I mean, kind of steadily closed. We had 3 wars with the French. Fleet tonnage for us was... Where are we anyway? Confederacy, is this red? Or this is the lowest fleet tonnage of anybody. The French, you can see they had several dips. This war specifically, you can see their tonnage dropped quite a bit. This last war, try and follow their tonnage here. They had a spike and then a dip during that last major battle. The economies were a little bit more in tandem, or I guess in sync. In terms of ships lost, the Confederacy, we lost 2 battleships, 2 battle cruisers, 2 pre-dreadnoughts, 3 heavy cruisers, 11 light cruisers, 18 destroyers, 10 minesweepers, 371 auxiliaries, 1 light, and 122 submarines. French, our principal adversary, lost 3 battleships, 2 battlecruisers, 3 pre-dreadnought battleships, 10 heavy cruisers, 14 light cruisers, 50 destroyers, wow, 11 minesweepers, 642 auxiliaries, and 80 submarines. So, yeah, I'd say we won. Anyway, I think we won. So I didn't do as well prestige-wise as Admiral Historical Tortuga Gamer from the collaboration that I did with Tortuga and XTRG, which I don't... Well, we played till 1936. That's probably why. But this was my second best finish ever. In recognition of my service, the Navy will name a new aircraft carrier after me. All right. So there you have it, folks. We win, sort of, if winning is a thing. The Confederacy is stronger than it was before. We did take the Dominican Republic for the Confederacy in that last war against the French. The war ended... Well, actually, did we get the Virgin Islands also? No, that's New Providence. Didn't get the Virgin Islands. We landed troops there, but we didn't end up taking them. We also have part of Canada. The Confederacy owns part of Canada. That's bizarre. I was trying to get some of the African colonies of the French, but we never got a toppling victory. And that's where we ended up, folks. So I think I'll probably head off now. I've been streaming for about 2 hours. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, the crashing of IL-2 at the start, and then the victory and the end of this Confederate Let's Play at the end there. But thanks, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed the series. And until next time, maybe we'll play some Cold Waters. But until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying, as always, thank you for continuing to support and view the channel. Don't forget, if you have Amazon Prime, you can always subscribe to one Twitch channel for free per month. I would appreciate that from you. But if you're subscribed to someone else, that's all cool. And certainly don't buy Amazon Prime in my stead. Yeah, thanks again for tuning in, guys. And until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying, thank you for watching. I'm out.